Special thanks to Dislyte for sponsoring this episode. Oh man, not another alien invasion. This is totally gonna ruin my commute. Whoa, sweet headband. Alien invasion's got style. Wonder what else it can do.
Swell and small. Looks like somebody didn't skip a leg day, or arm day, or any day.
Overcorrected. Now that's commute music. Best alien invasion ever! Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that dances to the beat of its own drum, the drumming of your clicks on the subscribe button. Today's episode is sponsored by the new mobile game Dislyte, a tactical turn-based RPG set in the year 2027. And hey, if 5 years from now society has turned itself into a lavender urban playground, I am all for it. This game is a vibe. It feels like the beats of Friday Night Funkin' got mixed with the aesthetics of a Thor movie poster. And everyone is dressed to go to a club that is way too cool for me. I mean, you know that I love me some stylish jackets, but look at these guys. Half of them are wearing jackets without a shirt underneath. I always wear a shirt underneath. Clearly, I have missed a memo. The general premise is that the world's been invaded by mysterious alien obelisks called miracles, which bring with them destructive monsters known as the Miramon. Not too much of a miracle if you ask me. Fortunately, the world is also filled with espers, heroes who take on the powers of various gods from 4 real-world ancient mythologies. You've got characters like Hades from Greek myth, Anubis from Egyptian myth, Njaf from Chinese myth, and Odin from Norse myth. I guess the comparison to Thor posters wasn't all that far off then, since hey, he's in here too. Even Loki. And again, cool jacket, no shirt. So I gotta admit, I appreciate him repping that Game Theory clickbait green. Note to self, new merch idea, neon green pimp cane. But for as cool as this team of literal fashion gods is, what's most interesting to me is how they get their powers. As the lore goes, when the miracles arrive, they output a sonic frequency that awakened these powers inside of individuals who were, quote, attuned to the frequency. Suddenly, unassuming bartender Melanie had Medusa snakes erupting from her hair, or Butler Drew turned into the main character for season 2 of Moon Knight, all through the power of sound. So it got me to wondering, can sound give people superpowers like we see in Dislyte? Maybe not sprout a giant ghost Cerberus to take down an army of glowing alien rocks, but you know, stuff like increased speed, strength, maybe focus. 2027 ain't that far away after all. We gotta be ready for those Miramon. Could you improve your skills? Maybe even get superpowers just from listening to the right sounds? And if so, then what sounds are we talking about? Spoiler alert, we don't talk about Bruno is not on the list. Gotta say it's a bummer, cause if it was, I would be so OP right now. Since music is such a huge part of Dislyte, let's start there. You see, listening to music does a lot of good for our brains. Specifically, it releases the neurotransmitter dopamine, a hormone that's responsible for a lot of things, but is primarily linked to our internal reward systems. When we do things that help our overall survival, it gives us a rush of dopamine to make us feel good. This, in turn, encourages us to do more of that activity in the future. Eat good food, dopamine. Engage in some retail therapy, dopamine. Unlock a new 5-star Esper in Dislyte, dopamine. And music is absolutely on that list. Now, just having good vibes may not seem like it's gonna help all that much, but the research actually says otherwise. Dopamine isn't just responsible for your mood, but also for your cognition, meaning that if you're getting a subconscious shot of dopamine from listening to music, you're gonna be able to take in your surroundings better and make better decisions. There's a reason Lo-Fi Girl has herself a diamond play button these days. Chill music helps you focus more and work more efficiently. And it's not just when you're sitting at a desk. This effect has also been shown to be true with things like driving. Researchers found that when people didn't listen to music or were given negative music to listen to, their performance and concentration on the roadways were impacted negatively. On the other hand, test subjects listening to more positive music swerved less, had more positive moods, and were more relaxed, allowing them to concentrate and perform more favorably on the roadways. So, is it any wonder that Gaia, a legendary support character from Dislyte, comes with a track like this? Add that one to your Lo-Fi Beats playlist. The chill vibes helps her support the other espers on the team, allowing someone like the DPS character Mona to better land that critical hit with her bow and arrow. The dopamine hit that comes with music has also been shown to override signals of fatigue, which again is going to be helpful if you're constantly fighting an army of oncoming Miramon. But being a support isn't just about buffs, it's about healing, and music is there too. Music therapy is something that started to become popular over the last 15 years, using music to regain brain function for people people suffering from conditions like Parkinson's and dementia. A great example of this was uploaded by Med Rhythms here on YouTube, where we see a patient relearning to walk after having a stroke. At first, they started him on normal physical therapy, and he managed to walk a bit using a cane. But once they started to add music, his body naturally matched his steps to the rhythm, allowing him to walk faster and more evenly. And the effects of music therapy get even cooler. There was a viral video back in 2019 that showed a former ballerina from the 1960s, Marta Saldana, dancing to Swan Lake in her wheelchair. What made this so special, though, was that this was a patient living with Alzheimer's, a disease that causes the brain to degrade and lose memory. While Marta struggled to remember most of the things in her life, Swan Lake suddenly caused her memory to reawaken. Sure, it may not be refilling your HP bar, but it's doing something much deeper. And it does apply to Dislyte. In a world where normal people are suddenly bestowed with the abilities of ancient gods thanks to a supersonic frequency, makes me think that maybe some of these memories and abilities were buried inside of their bodies, in their cells, and the sound just brought it out to the surface. Just like how Swan Lake brought those long-lost dance moves back to the surface in Marta's body. But this is all music as a support character. Now let's talk about real superpowers. I want to be as strong as Njord or as fast as Hermes. Well, believe it or not, but music can help unlock those abilities in humans. Let's talk about the speed first. A 2012 study showed that cyclists who listened to music required 7% less oxygen to do the same work as those who cycled in silence, which demonstrated that music allowed them to use their body's energy more efficiently. This, in turn, allowed them to do more exercise for longer periods of time. So that's speed and endurance, but what about building a stronger body? Well, sound might be able to help you out there too. For years, scientists have been desperately trying to find ways of mass-producing bone and muscle cells, but the process is usually too long and expensive to be a viable treatment option. That was until the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology managed to do something incredible. They managed to convert stem cells into bone cells using sound waves, which is just mind-blowing. Professor Leslie Yo explained, quote, "We can use the sound waves to apply just the right amount of pressure in the right places to the stem cells to trigger the change process." This is brand new stuff. It was just reported back in February of 2022, so don't expect this technology to be widely available anytime soon. Right now, you're still gonna need that gym membership, but still, it opens up some really cool possibilities. A new way of changing stem cells into basically any cell that you want. And applying this logic to Dislyte, maybe that's what the ultrasonic sound did inside the bodies of our espers. Cells in their bodies were lying dormant until they were activated by a new frequency of sound, an alien frequency that suddenly unlocked the potential of the human body. So from a scientific standpoint, the idea of espers being awakened and then given powers just through sound alone is actually possible. Certain music can revive long-lost memories. Certain sounds can transform our cells into pretty much anything we want. It means that when the miracles do show up and bring those Miramon with them, we should be a-okay with our espers at the ready. However, if we continue to follow the science, not only does it spell bad things for us, but also for the lore of Dislyte itself. It's very cool that these espers have awakened, ready to protect the world and save us thanks to the power of sound and all of that stuff. However, music and sound can also be used for evil. There's another field of study involving the use of ultrasound on the human body called sonogenetics. One area of focus has been the impact of ultrasound on the neurons in the brain. By targeting sound-sensitive cells, scientists have been able to send ultrasonic pulses to specific neurons, flooding them with ions, thereby activating them. It was basically like giving the neurons in the brain an on-off switch. But why would that be a bad thing? Well, whoever is in control of the sound basically has the ability to control your brain. These scientists managed to control the movement of a microscopic worm, making it move forwards, backwards, left, right, and even increase its speed. After that, they went on to do a very similar experiment with mice, activating its front and back legs to get it to move. Obviously, these scientists are trying to use it for good, but as we've seen time and time again, this kind of power in the wrong hands could wind up catastrophic. A wrong force, like say, I don't know, mysterious alien invader? Hey Lilith Games, makers of Dislyte. I know you're watching this since this is a brand deal and all and you're gonna review this. I'm not sure if you've considered putting this into your narrative. I'm still working my way through level 6-3 in single player purgatory mode, just putting it out there as a scientific possibility. Feel free to take it or leave it. So there you have it, friends, the power of sound through the lens of Dislyte. If you're looking for fashion tips, chill beats, or a chance to brush up on your ancient mythology, this is the game for you. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna try to go back to unlocking my secret powers. Looks like I've got a few genres left to try. But hey, I just gotta say thank you one more time to today's sponsor, Dislyte. It is so great when we get to partner with and cover games prior to their official release. Really makes me feel special. Plus, it meant that I actually got extra time to play the game, which is always a win. And I gotta admit, I love the style of this thing. Seeing reimagined gods of ancient mythology looking like this, so cool. One day I'm gonna go to the Met Gala dressed like Anubis, I swear. Look at that fit. His elegance on the battlefield paired with his super powerful dark attacks, what's not to love? And like I said, Loki not only has a killer look, but he carves through waves of enemies as a solid DPS. And with over 70 espers to choose from, you can absolutely find the team that's gonna be perfect for you. At least before we all end up turning on each other because of that whole sonic mind control thing. Designed for a vertical screen, you can play Dislyte in any scenario. Heck, you don't even have to play it. If you want to just grind and level up for a while, you can automate battles, obtain loot that way. During automatic battles, by the way, you can minimize and play other modes. Peak efficiency. Anyway, if you want to check out Dislyte for yourself, it's free and it's available right now via the download link in my description. The game literally just came out, so there's gonna be plenty more secrets to find. In fact, like I said, I'm digging through Purgatory mode and the lore right now, so who knows? You might see this one show up again someday. Help me with my research by heading on down to the description to download the game on iOS and Android for free. Not only are you getting an awesome gaming experience, but I could honestly just listen to the game's music all day. Forget paying for Spotify, Dislyte, that's where it's at. Plus, by clicking the link, you help all of us here at Team Theorists because it lets Lilith Games know that we're the ones who sent you. So thank you for your support, thank you to them for their support, and in the meantime, remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.